Hello and welcome. My name is Robin and you're watching a Robin Reads, where I read a lot of different books that you probably have never heard of. So today is going to be an update on my reading goals. I did this mid-year book freakout deck with just a little bit of update on my reading. But now I want to do an update on my reading goals. So I got my bullet journal over here and let me go to my goals page. So this is my goals page. So let us see. So the first goal was to read a total of 100 books. So that is going very, very well. I'm actually on 72, I think, right now, which is mind-blowing to me because I've actually read also a lot of pages. On Storygraph I did like goals for my pages as well, and I have a goal of like 400,000 pages. Because that would average like 400 pages a book, and I'm actually reading a lot of like bigger books, so very happy about that because I just wanted to read longer books. Wasn't really a goal that I put down here, but it was sort of a goal in my mind. The next up, focus on quality, not quantity. I think I have been trying to do that. I still try to just do some out of my comfort zone things, but I think I have really tried to focus more on quality. I haven't DNF'd a lot of books, I think. There were months that I did, but some I didn't. And yeah, I think it really works. Going well, I think, but still really keeping it in mind. Next up, I had the goal of read a book in 14 days, or otherwise DNF or binge read it. So basically just decide to just not finish the book, or take a weekend and just sit down and just finish the whole thing. So that one, 14 days was a little bit too, a little bit too difficult for me. So I stretched to a month, but I have just with some books that I can't really do that. For example, with this one, The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan, I've started this in like April, I think, and it's June, of course, now. But I've decided just to read this sometimes. So what I'm doing now is just when I don't have a book ready or on the go or something like that, or I have a weekend where I just have some time, I'm just reading this one. So it is going pretty slow, but I don't really mind because with these high fantasy books, it just takes me a lot of time, and it's just, they're pretty difficult to read. So that's going to be how I'm going to do it from now on. Because I really want to read like 6 books in the series, to be honest. So, but yeah, we shall see how that goes. Then the next one is doing my TBR with my Catan card game, TBR game. That's going very well. I really enjoy making those videos, and it really helps me just decide what I want to read. Last year I did that with like readathons, but I've tried a readathon this month and it's just really not working for me. It's just too, I don't know, just too much pressure or something, and this one I just have 9 books that I need to read, and that's just, nice for me. I am going to change it a little bit. Very small change, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 13 books, because I read 13 books in a month, apparently. That's just how many books I can read in a month. It has been very steady for a couple of months now, so 13 books is my regular read. So 9 books for the TBR game and then 4 extras. And what I'm going to do is do an option thing. So for example, if I have the prompt to read a high fantasy. I'm going to pick that one, and I'm going to pick like, I don't know, Lord of the Rings or something. So I have options. So if I don't like that one, I'm going to read Lord of the Rings, for example. I think that will work more, because otherwise I had like a couple of months that I didn't even read anything from a TBR game, because almost all of the books I decided not to read, or I wasn't feeling it, or DNF'd them. So I'm going to change that up a little bit in that way. So I have just options. And I think that's going to work better. I'm also going to try and like think a little bit about how much I read from each like format. So for example, I think I read like one audiobook a week, depends a little bit on how long the audiobook is, but like around 7 to 10 hours a week of audiobook listening. So therefore I can just think about, okay, I can just read like around 4 audiobooks a month. And also just physical reads I don't read a lot of, so then I can do that as well. And then my combining reads, so physical and audiobook at the same time, those I read a lot of, so I need to find more of those. So that's how I'm going to try and do this more. Then next up, I had some reading challenges I was doing. So the first one was the Buzzword Reading Challenge. I'm doing very well with that challenge. I'm really liking the challenge. I am just going to read it in a month and not the week that is set out for it. I think now it's 2 weeks, but it's still just, I don't really want to have to start with that book every month. So I'm just going to do it in a month. But yeah, it's going pretty well. I think I skipped 1 month, but the rest I did read. And then next up, I had the goal of rereading more. So that's going very well. I'm doing this whole challenge for rereading books on my shelves that I'm not sure if I want to keep. So that's going very well. I'm getting rid of lots of books, but also I'm rereading a couple. And I've also made plans to reread some other books. For example, I'm going to read The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. Buddy reading with a group of friends from Goodreads, the Dutch book club. I'm going to read those, which is going to be a lot of fun, I think. And I'm just going to try and just reread more, because I just really like it. So yeah, that's going to happen as well. And then my last reading challenge was to read all of my owned books. I actually sort of did that, because I have 1 book left that I just keep forgetting to read. It's over here. It's really bad, to be honest. It's this comic book of Spider-Man. This is how short it is, and I just really need to just read this, but I just keep forgetting about it or something. But yeah, I just really need to read this. But this is basically sort of the last book that I have on my TBR. But I managed to read everything else. And I think I've decided that I'm not going to really buy any books anymore, except for like books I've already read and just really enjoyed. For example, in January I bought A Man Called Ove, because I loved that book last year and just really want to reread it again. Those books I'm going to buy. But other than that, I'm not going to buy any books. Because what happened that I was buying books and then never read them. So that's not very convenient. So that's going to be that one. And yeah, those are all the reading goals that I had set out for this year. I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything else except for like the TBR game thing that I mentioned. I think that's just going to be it. So yeah, let me know down below how your reading goals are going. If you're going to change them or if you're going to add something. And yeah, I really hope you like this video. So please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe. And I will see you later.